Okay, so this is for user Penguin94. Penguin94. Okay. If you want the full context of the post, click the link in the description to the Reddit post. This is for the OP, Penguin94. I felt my boyfriend, 28 male, didn't take the discussion about my female 26 final therapy session seriously because of his joke. But according to him, my butthurt attitude doesn't take me far in life. What on earth is going on here? All right, this is perfect for me because I've had exactly the same conversations, okay? I'm going to give you the quick skinny. Here's what happens. Males, when they find themselves in a very deep conversation in which they don't have a solution or they are unable to do anything, they use humor to raise the level of conversation. Because you got to remember, there's a reason that we say deep and meaningful conversations, D&Ms, okay? And there's a reason we say deep subjects, because these subjects are very deep in us. It's very deep, okay? But so what he wanted to do was kind of come out of the depths a little bit himself. It's an issue of discomfort. And I do that, and I did that, and I had to identify that with my girlfriend. And I said to her, look, she was studying sexual assault, and she was in an emotional state because she's been sexually assaulted. And I made an offhand remark, joke, trying to lighten the mood. But what I didn't realize was that this was the wrong fucking time, son, and the wrong fucking place, and the wrong person, and the wrong audience. All of it was wrong, okay? Now, that doesn't mean that I don't get to say jokes about any subjects. It means that they have to be in the right context, and they have to be at the right time, with the right person, in the right audience, in the right scenario. Now, and they have to be well played, like a good, well-placed joke. Now, I can see the humor in what he said. He started joking and said his era dead, referring to our friend whose nickname is Era. I found joking inappropriate in the situation, but I laughed to make it not awkward. That happens a lot. Okay, you laughing to make the situation not awkward because you didn't think he would take it seriously is a natural reaction, because what you feel in that situation, rightfully so, is that because he's made that joke, it tells you subconsciously that he is either unable or unwilling to go to the gates of hell with you. Look, I'm going to tell you something really personal, okay? My best mate of 20 years told me that he feels like killing himself because of a situation in his life. And I listened, and I was silent, and I didn't make any jokes, and I didn't make it about me. And it was really hard to just sit there and not try to solve his problems, but I did that, okay? Because I believe that every single person needs even a single person in their lives that will go to the gates of hell with them, that will go to the depths of fear and panic and anxiety and depression and nihilism and hatred and like, I will have a conversation. It doesn't faze me at all to have a conversation with a convicted child murderer to explore what's wrong in their head. They can tell me anything, and that's fine, because I'm willing to go there. But that's just me, okay? There's some people that aren't willing to do that. Now, what I found was that one of the reasons I was willing to talk to my mate and made a habit of not being willing to talk to my girlfriend was because the conversations with my girlfriend involve me. They involve me having to do something, me having a responsibility, I'm involved. But with this other situation with my friend, I'm involved in a secondary sense. He has to deal with his emotions. He has to deal with his feelings. And I'm just there to support him. But with my missus, it's a matter of I'm much more there. I have much more responsibility in terms of helping her be the woman she wants to be and have the man she needs to have. Okay, so one of the reasons that he's doing this is because he's either unable or unwilling to go to the gates of hell with you. And you need a man that will go to the gates of hell with you. And I don't talk about hell in a religious sense. I talk about it in sort of a the sense of like the metaphysical sense of like the place we find ourselves in our lives where we don't know what to do, we have no answers, and it's just all pain, right? And there are little parts of everyone that are hell. There are little parts of everyone that are just suffering with no justice and suffering with no meaning, okay? And so you need someone that is willing to go there with you. Now, he can be that guy as long as he's willing to understand that he doesn't have to do anything. He just has to listen and acknowledge. He doesn't have to be anyone for you, do anything for you, solve any of your problems. He just has to listen. Now, when he says that your attitude isn't going to get you far in life, I used to have that attitude because here's what I know. Nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody gives a fuck about me. I've got to suck it up and I've got to get on with my life, okay? That's what I know. But I also know that the people who do care for me and say they care for me and do give a fuck about me and do care about my consequences need to prove that. They need to sit with me. He says that because he understands that no one else gives a fuck about you. But what he forgets is that he's not one of those people. He needs to give a fuck about you. He needs to listen to you. He needs to work with you and take some responsibility for this relationship. This needs to happen. Now, if he is completely unwilling to do that, you need to move on. But you need to find out whether he is first. And to do that, you need to have a chat with him. You need to have a conversation with him in which you ask him questions, okay? Don't judge him. Don't put your morality on him. Just ask him questions and say, look, this is what I feel I need. Are you willing to give this to me? Okay? And start small. So here's what you do. You start a conversation with him and you say, look, I just need you to listen. I don't need you to solve these problems and I don't need you to make jokes. I need you to see me. I need you to see me. Do you know how rare it is that someone is actually seen? They're actually seen in all their shame, in all their flaws, in all, like, to love someone is to accept them with everything and still value them, okay? That is what love is. Not trying to change them to be a hard bitch like he's essentially done here. Not trying to fix them so that they can be a better person for me. To love someone is to see them with all their blue and all their red, with all their green and all their yellow, with all their shit, and love them anyway, and value them still, and show them that. Love is a verb. Remember that. Love is a verb, not a feeling. Okay? So I know why he does it. I know why, because he understands that the world doesn't give a fuck about you or him. Okay? But what the mistake he made, and the mistake I made, right, is that I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those people that doesn't give a fuck about my girlfriend. I'm the one that does. I'm the one that should. I'm the one that needs to listen to her. I'm the one that should care. Because he's right. No one gives a fuck about you. And that's why he needs to give a fuck about you. That's why he needs to listen to you and help you and you him. This is a two-way street. You know, don't get it twisted. This isn't all about you. This is about him as well. So that when he has issues in his life, I've got a lot of issues in my life, right? And my girl listens to me. She doesn't try to solve my problems. She just lets me express myself. Me and my girl have something called listening time. Try this if it works. It may not, but try this. I say something, like I just go on a fucking rant, however long that is, and then she doesn't say anything. She doesn't say anything, and it's fucking hard, right? Like I'll say something that she really disagrees with, but she can't say anything because we're in listening time. Then I maybe I hand the phone to her, or I hand the lighter to her, or I hand the symbol of you being able to talk to her, and then she goes on her rant. She tells me how she feels. She gets to pause and collect her thoughts without me interrupting. That is so useful, to be able to pause and collect your thoughts without being interrupted, okay? So that's what we do. That may work for you too. Ask him if he's willing to do that. Now, he doesn't have to comment on what you say. He doesn't have to solve the problems of the issues that you bring up. He doesn't even have to have an opinion or make a judgment on it. Just fucking listen, son. Learn the woman you say you love. Because if you don't do that, you are not loving her. You are just telling her how to be a certain way. Okay, so try that. Now, how can I approach the situation without being accusatory and still not letting myself go? I have no idea what's going on in my boyfriend's head. Well, I hope this has helped you to sort of understand what's going on in his head. This is what I think his thoughts are. No one gives a fuck about you, sweetheart. You need to learn that and you need to harden up. And he's right. But he's not no one. He's your someone. He is your someone. He is your other half. He's the man that says, I love you. So he's the man that needs to fucking show you that. Okay. Now, having said that, don't go into the conversation being like, bitch, you're right, but you need to listen to me. You need to fucking value me and shit. Just be like, look, I want to try something. I want to try listening time. I want you to just hear me. And if you have a comment on it, give it to me. If it hurts, I'll take it. But if you don't have a comment, that's okay too. I need you to understand me and to see me for all I am, for all my struggles and all my flaws and all my imperfections, right? That's what he needs to be willing to do. Now, the question, like, this is going to take some time because I had to learn it. I'm 32 years old. He's 28. I was a bit of an idiot at 28, but I was a lot better than I was at 21. So this guy, he's not a bad guy. I love the first comment by Elite Desolator 1. Your boyfriend sounds like an asshole. He does initially. But when you kind of think about why he's doing what he's doing, it kind of makes a little bit more sense. Now, having said that, look, rewatch this video if you need to, because I know I've said a lot of things. Work with him and make sure that he's willing to work with you. Have conversations, write down what you want in a relationship, write down what you don't want in a relationship. And I fucking mean that. Write it down, because that is your compass. And if he eventually has a pattern of behavior that doesn't hold up to the standard of what you've written down, you know what to do. But that is, and he needs to do the same thing. He needs to write down what he wants in a relationship. You two need to negotiate on that. And you need to have hard conversations. If you can't have hard conversations about this, if you try to have again and again and again and it's not working, you're not going to be able to have hard conversations about children, about finances, about inheritance, about marriage, about anything. Okay. So look, I hope that you are okay. And I think you will be. Look for more support yourself. Talk to the people in your life that have wisdom and your best interests at heart. And then just try to assist him in understanding that he's not a bad guy for doing what he's doing. It's just not what you need. Okay. And then ask him what he needs. Things like that. Look, I hope this goes well. I hope this video has helped a little bit, and I wish you the best of luck. Have fun.